You know, our crowd was unbelievable today. So regional finals are the hardest matches to win, and our players really showed some grit and hung in there when things were ugly and found a way to win. And so we're extremely happy, and I'm really proud of our team for the grit and resilience they showed today.
Questions for the players?
Bergen, there were some loud matches this season here in the center, Bob Vanning Center. Where does that one rank?
It's definitely up there. I mean, you could tell from point one and from intros it was going to be electric in there, and so it was just really cool to be part of, and the crowd kept it going throughout the entire match, which is hard to do, and so props to them.
You're down 21-16 in the first set. What's going through your mind and what changed after that point?
We just told each other that we do it every day in practice. We play games like that most days in practice to kind of put us in that situation. And so we've done that a lot this season. And like I said, we do it a lot in practice. So just reminding ourselves so we can, and trying not to let the doubt and the outside factors and the oh shoot moments kind of slip into our minds, and just reminding ourselves that we literally do it all the time. And winning, like Coach said, winning the Deuce games is what's been really important for us this year, and we've done that a few times. And so just kind of reminding ourselves of we've been doing that all season.
Bergen, how fast was Arkansas? I mean, you certainly watched tape of them. How much faster are they when you're playing against them on the court?
Yeah, I mean, they run a really fast offense, and it was kind of our jobs to just be good on the outsides, and it was tough, and they have really good shots, and a lot of times when teams go that fast, they can only hit one shot, but they did a really good job of still mixing up their shots even with that fast of an offense. So they were tough to defend, but I think just us staying disciplined and being ready for all those shots was what won us that game.
Bergen, is this win still kind of sinking in for you?
Yeah, it's unbelievable coming in freshman year and making it this far. I think we all knew that we had the capability to do it, and we all had the belief that we could. I just don't know if we really knew that it would actually happen, and now that it's here, it's just so awesome that I get to be part of it.
Does the toughness of this team surprise you? I think they reached 20 points 3 times out of the 4 games first. I mean, to have that toughness and kind of overcoming adversity, does that surprise you at this point, or is this what you do? No,
I mean, I think from even before the season started, Coach was saying that one of the best attributes of this team was our competitiveness. And so I'm not surprised that we didn't back down in those tough moments and those tough situations. And that's what makes this team really special, is we have no fear, and we hate to lose just as much as we love to win.
Bergen, how stressful was set 4?
It definitely, you could feel the pressure there. It felt like every point was worth a lot more points than it actually was. But like Merritt said, we kind of just leaned into each other. We have done harder drills than just playing a game in practice. We're always down in our drills in practice, and we have to do something special to get a point. And so we just kind of reminded ourselves of that and just trusted our training and fell back on that.
Merritt, coming in, being a captain for this program and getting to go to a Final Four your first year, did you ever envision this when you first committed?
You know, that's one of the reasons that I chose to come to Nebraska, was I knew the tradition and the legacy that this program had, and I knew that that was a staple of this program, and that was something that I wanted to be a part of. And that was something that me and Coach talked about a lot from the get-go, was that was their goal, and I wanted to be in on that. And so it's just so special to be a part of and for it to actually be happening now. But I knew that I was walking into a very, very high level, very competitive program, and that's what I wanted, and that's ultimately why I chose to come here. So it's really special, and I'm just so proud of this team for all that we've done this year, and we've worked really, really hard to be in this position on and off the court with the culture and relationships and all that stuff. And so I'm just really, really proud of us, and it's really cool to see it all start to pay off.
How did it feel to take a lap around the Division Center after an undefeated home season?
It was really cool. I mean, everyone says there's no place like Nebraska, and our fans come out and they prove it every single night and every single home game. And so it's just kind of cool to get to, I don't know, give back to them a little bit and just say thank you to them just by doing that little thing.
How big was Becca tonight? She had 12 blocks, and you were in a lot of those with her. I mean, how did that block kind of change the complexion of the game?
Yeah, it was huge. And we knew that going in. Like Bergen said, they run a very, very fast tempo, especially to their two outsides. And their two outsides get a lot of sets. And we knew that that was going to be a very, very big factor of this game, was whether or not we could kind of manage that. And so, like Bergen said, that was our job. Was other than one rotation, we were just supposed to go get the outside. And so for Becca to also be in on that, and she obviously had a really tough job, her and Andy both, with how fast it was. So I just thought it was so awesome. But I mean, Becca's a huge piece of our defense, day in and day out, game in, game out. And so I think for her to be in that position and for her to play as well as she did tonight, it was really, really special. And she almost was crying like 3 points before the game was over. So she just wants it so bad. And so I was very, very happy for her.
Did you have to snap her out to John California?
A little bit, yeah. I was like, okay, game's not over, Becca. Game's not over.
We could talk about last season and then maybe what this one means as a result now.
Yeah, it's been a topic of conversation a lot in our locker room, and that's something that we've talked about a lot. Was for her, she really didn't like how the season ended last year, and she didn't want that to happen again. And she's been very vocal about that, and she's been very passionate about the fact that she wanted to make it this far and to win a national championship. And so she has that drive, and she brings that drive day in and day out. And so I'm just so excited for her, because I know that the loss to Oregon last year really tore her up. So I'm just excited for her and happy to see her play so well. But it's definitely been a topic of conversation that we didn't want our season to end like that.
Bergen, over the next couple of days, how much are you kind of pick the brains of some of the juniors on this team who were in the Final Four 2 years ago?
Yeah, it's going to be huge. I mean, the Final Four is a whole different beast. There's 4, obviously, of the best teams in the country, and there's a lot of outside factors going on there. And so I think that's going to be the biggest thing for us, is just kind of learning how to focus on the games that we have to play with all of the riffraff going on around us.
Final questions for the players? Okay. Thank you, Bergen and Merritt.
Thank you.
How long did you think it took your team to settle when we kind of become adjusted to the speed that offense was running?
About when it was 21-16, we started finally making some plays and slowing them down. I think we had a couple stuff blocks, some digs, but it was about that. And again, you know, I use football. You can, like, you're playing a wishbone team. You can prepare for it all week, but till you see it live, you know, everybody struggles with it. And same with them. They do a great job with that system. I mean, those kids have been playing together for years, you know, and they're really good at it. But again, we held them to hitting 100%, 100. Here's the crazy stat. I haven't seen this. I have to have Jalen explain it to me. But they had 180 swings. We only had 155 swings. So that shows you we either there's a lot of balls going back over, or we're digging a lot of balls, and it was a hard match. I mean, I haven't seen our team breathe that hard all year, but they were breathing hard after some of those rallies.
Down 21-16, like, did that impress you, or are you going to say we do that in practice all the time? I mean, was that
well, I think in a regional final, that's a great comeback. You know, we had to make some great plays, and I think that really took some momentum out of Arkansas. But of course, they came back in Game 3 great and really took it to us, and then Game 4 was just back and forth, and we had so many chances, you know, to really make a couple runs on them in Game 4. But you got to give them credit, man. They don't let the ball hit the floor. I had to keep telling our team, you got to play the whistle, because the balls keeps. I mean, they just find amazing ways to get it up, and it's coming back over. And you think you can take advantage of their blockers. We didn't do a very good job of that. I mean, the setter was. We just couldn't kill many balls over her, and she got a lot of great touches, and they're a really good team. They play really good volleyball.
And Merritt had a hand in the last 4 points of that first set. What did you see from her taking over there late?
Well, we needed to do that. I don't remember all the points. I just remember a couple of big blocks, yeah. And I knew we would have a great blocking night against them, because of how we train, and once we settled in, and we had 17 blocks, that's got to be one of the highs of the year. Because they run, I mean, that's the offense. It's, it's fast. So if you're in the right spot, you can get blocks. But they also covered, I don't know how many blocks, how many other blocks. That's probably why they have 180, because they kept covering. We kept blocking it, they cover it, block it, cover it. That's why they have 180 swings. And that's why we don't have, 35 more digs than they do. So there, I didn't even have to ask Jalen. I figured it out myself.
Sometimes you just gotta talk to them.
Yeah, right. Seriously, I mean, we block balls, and there's a girl standing all the way at the other antenna right there, and it hits her and pops it up. I'm like, you got to be kidding me, at the 3-foot line. So they're in the right spots, and they do a great job.
John, you create a really special bond with this group, this team. You've gone through quite a bit this year. What does it mean to you, the fact that they get to have this moment today and know that they get to play in the Final Four?
Yeah, I mean, I told them I'm really proud of them. Really proud of Merritt and Lexi. I mean, Merritt's leading 4 freshmen. We have no seniors, and same with Lexi. And sometimes it is wild, as it put it mildly. But these guys are talented, and yeah, I'm just really, really proud of them, and I'm having a hard time putting into words. It'll come to me at some point, but yeah, they've done an amazing job. We've won a lot of close matches, and again, I told them it's the connections and the relationships they have with each other. That's what allows teams to be able to do that.
Because of the makeup of this team, does this feel different than the other times you guys have advanced to the Final Four?
Yeah. And again, I don't know how yet. I'll think about it. I'm still kind of in shock, to be honest with you. It's like, last time we were there was 2021, and I don't think we were expected to be there. This year there was a lot of pressure on us because we've been ranked number 1, and that's why a lot of times we've won the national championship. We've been 4, 5 in the 5 seed or 8 seed or something like that. It's just we were feeling pressure tonight. So in some ways it's a relief. We didn't play great tonight, but again, I'm giving Arkansas all the credit for that. They made us get way out of our comfort zone.
John, how rewarding is it to win a regional final on your home court, especially with all the records these fans have helped break this year?
I was thinking about that today, just kind of reflecting. This all started with a stadium match, and it's just been kind of a magical season in many ways, and to win it tonight, and our crowd was awesome, and our student section was awesome, and so it's very rewarding because our fans deserve this too, and we haven't had a regional final here, I think, since 2016. I think if my years are right. So, what has it been, 8 years? So, and you could tell. It's just a different ball game when you get to this point. It's a different intensity, and there's a lot of pressure. Trying to get to a Final Four. It's hard to do, really hard.
Talked about Merritt as a leader, and some of that is off the court. But what part of being a leader is making big plays in big matches like she did tonight?
Well, she does that, and then she calms everybody down. And I don't know, she just has a gift with that. I could never do that if I was playing. I would be in somebody's face, and she just has a gift of making people feel comfortable and understanding what to say, when to say it, and how our team's doing, and when to slow the huddle down, and when to bring them together, and when to pump somebody up. She just has a gift. She's a tremendous leader.
The resilience you saw today, Arkansas again reached 20 points, 3 out of the 4 sets first. The resilience, is that something you see in practice every day, or is that something that's built over the course of the season?
I think something. It's a belief that in how we train and how we approach each point. We're not worried so much about the scoreboard. It's about trying to win the next point, and I think that's a secret weapon for us, and they're really good at it, and we practice that. That's kind of what she's referring to, is we practice, hey, it's the next point. That's all we're worried about. We're not worried about, they got the 21st, for example, which is easy to do. I mean, I go there all the time.
How should this team feel about how they've played the last 2 weeks going to Tampa?
You know, there's no beauty points this time of year. It's just win in advance. And I thought, you know, the first match out, we struggled and were really tense. And then we played great against Missouri. And then I thought we played really well against Georgia Tech. And tonight, they were uptight. We were all feeling pressure. And again, Arkansas they're a gnarly team to play.
Where does Arkansas's back row defense rank in the teams you've seen this season?
I think they're right up there. They just I mean, they get so many like one-arm balls up. You know, it's just like you think it's over, and it's all of a sudden somebody's popping it up. And then they're really good at bettering that ball. They're really good at putting it up there so they can do something with it, and those hitters do a great job with it. And you saw how many times we got 3 people on the floor on one of their shots, and then we can't really transition back because they made it really hard on us. So we'll learn something from this match.
How long do they get to enjoy this one before you turn the task of next week?
Well, you know, everything moves really fast. So tomorrow we got to meet and get organized for the week. They've got finals. We got people taking finals tomorrow. We're going to try to get all the finals finished. So it is a very hectic time. This is why I've always said we need to move, you know, the finals out of, you know, Christmas, finals week, you know. So it's for the 4 teams that are going. I mean, it's a stressful time, and there's a lot going on, and Lindsay's going to probably be up all night. So we got to figure out how we're getting there. You know, there's a lot of logistics going on right now.
Looking forward to get out of the cold.
It hasn't been that cold. No. Hey, all my guys have been roping every night, so it ain't that cold. I haven't been going, but they have. I get the videos.
Gonna find a place to rope in Tampa?
No. They have horses in Florida, though. So, but
You've won regionals in Austin and Minneapolis. I mean, what's it like once that match is finally over and you can kind of soak it up that you won on Lincoln Regional?
yeah, I'll soak it up tonight and think about it, but then it's, you know, it all kicks back in tomorrow. We got to start preparing, and we got really 2.5 practices before we play Thursday. So, because we got to, it's not like we can go in and start training hard, you know, this week. They're going to recover. They've got finals going. So you really have to, it's a delicate balance right now of trying to get better, keep them fresh, and then deal with finals and travel.
How much does it help having a group of juniors that have been to a Final Four and kind of know what to expect and maybe can help the freshmen along the way as well?
We'll see. I'll bring that up with them. I don't know. And Merritt's never been, so yeah. Well, that's a good idea. I'll have to remind them that they've been there and they got to help lead the way a little bit. They've already talked to him about what we called, you heard Bergen say all the riffraff going on. There was a lot of riffraff today. I mean, ESPN was in practice. I was mic'd up. They're in the locker room. They're following us around. There's, you know, all these other people around all over the place. The ESPN announcers are doing interviews all over the place. So it just amps up about times 10 when you go to the Final Four. It's almost like you got to remind them, hey, we're here to play volleyball. And so it's a challenge.
When you recruited Merritt, did you tell her that you would have a good chance to get to the Final Four this year?
No, I don't. I just told her what our goals are, but I had no idea at that time. You know, I knew we had 5 freshmen coming in, and so I had no. I don't remember discussing that, but maybe she does.
Final questions? All right, thank you, everybody.
Okay, thanks.